welcome. If you are new here, welcome back. If you've been here before, I am Freya. This is Budgie Budgets, and I thought I would give you a quick little 2025 setup look, I suppose we would call it. First of all, I completely forgot to show you guys the last things from the advent calendar, so let's do that first. So this would be day 12 of the deluxe calendar, or day 24 of the 24-day calendar, and it is called Dare the Dice. So I had a lot of fun with this one. It basically utilizes all of the dice that you would get from a Dungeons and Dragons set, so the whole lot of them. Let me just move this for a second. So I've done it in varying levels so that anyone can participate. Like, it doesn't really matter what budget you're playing to, you can adjust it. So you've got easy, where the maximum roll is $18, and for that you use the 3 smallest dice, which is the 4-sided, the 6-sided, and the 8-sided. And then you've got medium, max roll of $28. So I've put that there so you know, like, you know, if you only have $20 to play with, that you're better off sticking with the easy one, because this is going to go up to 28, and the level hard is $40, extreme is $60, and then budget master is $180. That is because it utilizes this chunky boy, which goes up in 10s all the way up to 100. So the idea of the game is that you get your, let's just go to the budget master one so that we can play with all of them. So you get all 7 of your dice, you roll all of them, and then you work out what you owe. So this one would be a chunky one, and then you write in, so it would be 3, 6, another 6, another 3, 11, 17, and 50. And you total them all up, and that's how much you save. So obviously for this one, once you get through it all, you would be saving a fair whack of money, but on the smaller ones, they'd be smaller amounts. So I just thought, you know, I just thought it was fun. I just thought it was so much fun. I can't wait to play it myself. I probably won't play this one until the second half of the year. Excuse the noise. But yeah, so that's that one. And then for anyone who ordered the 24-day advent calendar, you also got a bonus gift. So this is what that was. These were a labor of love, you guys. Oops, hang on, noisy. So everyone got their own scratch off tool. They were all different colors. Some of them were rose gold, some of them were silver, some of them were like this one. They were all different. I just ordered a variety, and that is what I sent out at random. And then this is the last challenge, which is Amaze Budgie. So it says, help Budgie fly home by following the blue path. Save $3 for each blue, $5 for yellow, and $10 for red. Save a bonus 10 when you reach the nest. So basically you have to scratch one off, and when you find the blue path, you are going in the right direction. If you hit a yellow or a red, you're going in the wrong direction, and you follow the blue path all the way down. I don't remember where it goes, till you find the nest somewhere. And that's the game. So obviously if you want to save more, you scratch off all of them, even if you don't run into the yellows or the reds. If you want to save less, just try and stick to the blues, basically. But yeah, these were definitely a labor of love. Sticking down that many scratch off stickers and trying to keep them all straight as possible was a bit of a nightmare, but it turned out super cool, and I think it's going to be a really, really fun one to play. So that was the gift if you bought the 24-day advent calendar. And that's it, you guys. That's all of them. It was fun. I'm glad you guys all seem to have enjoyed them. When are they coming to my store? I'm really sorry. I still can't tell you. I will try and get the Save My Sundays up, at least as a digital, really, really soon. Because obviously that's a year-long challenge, and the rest of them I will work on getting them up as digitals as I go, I think. I'm still not sure how I'm going to manage a restock. I'm I'm working on it. You can see I've got the tremors today because I got a bit excited this morning because I felt pretty good, and I took my daughter to the shops, and this is the result. So I'm still really not in a good enough way to be sitting at my desk and making things. I probably shouldn't even really be filming. I should be laying down having a rest, but that's okay because the budget still needs to be done. And yeah, so as you can see, I have printed off this hefty lady. I did finally finish it. Now, when I say, just let me check that I'm all in frame. Yeah, that's okay. When I say I did finish it all, I kind of finished it all. I wanted to do goals pages up the front and make it all fancy and do all of those things. But guys, if I'm being honest, I literally just ran out of half and puff to do it. It was so much effort going through and changing all of the colors for every single month. I cannot even explain how much I regret doing it. I'm glad I did it now because it looks super cool. But it just took a really, really long time to change all of the labels in the tables and all that sort of thing for each month to be a different color. But it's done now. So at the front, what we're going to start with is my goals. But I've just realized I don't know where my screen ends, so I don't know how far over I can push this. There we go. Okay. So these are my goals, but I am doing them using tracking sheets, which I just absolutely adore, from Debt Free Charts. If you hit up her website, I'll try and remember to pop a link below. She has so many cool trackers like the ones that I've used, which are just so much fun. I really, really love them, and they're free, you guys. They're all free. So you just log in, and it does make you check out as if you're going to pay for them, but they're free. So she has a few paid things on there, but not, yeah, all of these ones that I've got in here are free. So my first goal for 2025 is to add $1,500 to our emergency fund, which is our crystal binder. Obviously, the end goal for that binder is $5,000. That's where I would like that to be as our starter emergency fund. For this year, I will be happy if we can add $1,500 to it. I did set up all of our goals. I was thinking about all of our goals in November, and I already had in mind what I wanted, and I have reined them all in a little bit because of what's happening with my health, because I just don't know if or when I'm going to be able to open the store again. I don't know how many procedures and things I'm going to have to undergo. There's talk of a medication that might be helpful that's just mind-bogglingly expensive. So yeah, I just don't, because of all of those things, I have pulled our goals back a little bit in line with what I'm hopeful that we're going to be able to achieve. And I mean, if we can't, we can't. But yeah, these are what we're hoping for. So we're hoping to add $1,500 to our emergency fund. We currently have in there, I think it's $1,290 or something like that. It's $1,600 altogether if you include what we've got in our Mojo, my account buffer savings. So yeah, we'll try and add to that, and we will track every little addition on here. Each square is going to be worth $15 because there's 100 all up, and that is how we're going to track that goal. The second goal for the year is to add $1,500 or save $1,500 for my superannuation. So for those of you who aren't in Australia, superannuation is our retirement savings. I have been a stay-at-home mum for nearly 15 years. I've worked on and off during that time when I was a single mum, but my super is nowhere near at the level that it should be. So I try to add $1,000 before the end of June every year. Our government currently does a co-contribution where if I put in $1,000, they will put in $500. So it's well worth it. It's a big return on investment, just alone from them adding that extra money. So I want $1,000 by June, and then the other $500 will be to go towards my contribution for 2026. So I don't want to do what I've done. What I've wound up doing last year and this year is to leave the full $1,000 into that year of savings. So I want to start 2026 with $500 already ready to go, so that I only have to put in another $100 a month, or actually a bit less, to be at the $1,000 for that June, if that makes sense. So we're tracking this on this. I just thought Super Saver was funny, and I'm a big fan of Mario, so that felt appropriate. Debt-free Christmas. Our goal for Christmas will be $2,000. I don't have my heart set on this. $2,000 I feel like would make our lives easier in terms of just not having to worry about, oh, do I have money set aside for Boxing Day lunch? Oh, do we have enough money for petrol? Oh, I want to do a December 1st box for the kids, but I haven't put any aside, that sort of thing. I'm quite comfortable doing Christmas at, $1,000 to $1,200. I don't think that our children require any more money spent on them than about $300 each for Christmas. I even sometimes think that that is a little bit excessive. We did go overboard this year, but that's because we bought them new furniture, which wouldn't have been a Christmas present, except that they wanted to get it sooner. So, $2,000 would just really make Christmas really very easy for us, I think. So that's the goal. If we don't get there, if we land somewhere between $1,000 and $1,500, I will be very, very happy with that. And I think that will be plenty. Because we're not big on Christmas activities and things like that. It's a very busy time of year. I don't like it at the best of times. So, yes. Then our big chunky goal for the year is our debt payoff. So I originally had this at $10,000. I really, really wanted to try and pay off $10,000 this year. But just because of everything that's going on, I just wanted to pull that back a little bit. So our goal will be $8,000. My stretch goal will be 10. If we can get there, I'll be absolutely stoked. But if we can't, I'd be really happy with $8,000. I think that would be a really solid effort. So each one of these is $80 to get all the way around. And we will see how we go. Obviously, that's not going to get us debt free, but this is just our goal for the year. And then I have these funky trackers. So I'm doing this as the balance at the start of the month. So for January, that was our net cash position at the end of December. That's what I'm tracking on this little graph. So hopefully, fingers crossed, this will go up, 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 and up. I would be really, really thrilled if we could get close to zero, because we're in the negatives at the moment. If we could get close to zero by the end of this year, that would be a really, really exciting thing, but we'll see how we go. This net worth is also tracking out. So this one, you can see, starts in the negatives, where we are now, goes up to zero and then up to 5,000. So that's what we're tracking here. That's just net cash position. This net worth on the rise is tracking our cash position and also our superannuation. So this is my super, hubby super, and all of the cash that we have on hand, basically. And again, we're hoping to see this one go up and up and up and up. It's actually lower. I thought it would be a little bit higher ending December, but none of hubby's superannuation pay has gone into his account from his new job yet. They seem to, I think they have it's 2 or 3 months from when the paycheck goes through to actually pay the money to the superannuation company, and his old job used to pay it every single fortnight, but it looks like these guys do a big batch payment at the end of the 2 or 3 months, whatever it is. He hasn't had any increase in super as yet, hopefully again this one will just cruise in a nice upward diagonal. Would be nice. The steeper the curve, the better. That's what we're tracking on those two. This one is debt is going down. So this is that's our starting balance for this year, for 2025. So it's not including the previous debt that we had before. This is just for this year. So this actually spans 2 years. Again, these are also from debt-free charts. And then you guys, then we have the start of January. So please excuse, I don't know what's happening here. My printer just had a fit. I think it was just sheer volume of printing that I asked it to do all in one session, and it did not like it. But that's okay. It's done a good enough job. It's just, every now and then there's a little bit misprint. I'm not sure why. But that's fine. So we start with January. I have already filled in January's budget. I will go through that in a minute, and pay 1 budget, but each month has pay 1, pay 2, pay 3, pay 4, pay 5, and I think I've got to pay 6 in here because we're getting an extra paycheck. I do, because we're getting an extra paycheck in January. So each month has 5. I've just added in the 6 for Jan. And as you can see actually I'll show you in Feb where it's blank. So you've got all of those. Then you've got your binder totals for the month. So you've got category, last month, this month, the difference. You've got your debt review for the month, and then your debt review from the beginning of all time regarding debt payoff. And then you've got your end of month progress. So you've got your monthly progress, and this is what, I haven't changed any of this. This is what I've been doing the whole time. And then your cash net worth, because that to me is the important figures that I want to know. This is what tells me how much progress I've actually made in the month in terms of putting aside money that is not intended to be spent. So just, you know, long-term savings, hopefully, and paying down debt. That's the important figure for me. So you will see that it's all undated, so you can use it as many times as you like. You will see here that so I've got the whole budget for the month, and in this one, I've got your budget and your actuals, so that you can come back at the end of the month and fill out your actuals and see how you went. For the pay budgets, I don't have the actual column. I just have budget, so you've got a bit more room to write. That's just a personal preference for me. I just don't ever go back and look at what I've done in comparison to the paycheck budget, because I don't care. This is just kind of logistics and planning out when the money is coming from where. Whereas this is the actual important figures that I want to know how we went for the month compared to what we budgeted. Now, having said that, this month is going to be a bit higgledy-piggledy, and I will show you why. But yeah, so basically you've got your five paychecks, and look, my printer just, yeah, I don't know, you guys, it just had a little bit of a fit, but that's okay. And then your end of month, and then we go through March. Same thing. It was these, guys. It was changing all of these colors that was a nightmare. Same thing for March. We've got April is orange, all the same. May is green, all the same. June is blue again, but it's a slightly darker blue, all the same. July is grey, all the same. August is purple, or lavender, I suppose you'd call that. September is that kind of bluey teal colour. Felt like that was nice for spring. Of course, October is the bright orange, because October could not possibly be any other colour. November is yellow, and December brings it home with red. Ugh, look at that printing. I need to run my printer through a clean, I think. I did print off the whole year because I've been using this layout for a few months already. I'm pretty comfortable with it. I don't think I'm going to want to change it at all. I don't know, maybe I'll decide I want to put in, no, I don't think so. I just don't think I'm going to want to change it. So I probably at the front would like to do a yearly review, like spending by month kind of situation. I'll probably do that at some point. But that is not a right now situation. And then up the back here, we have debt is going down. So this is the same as the graph I had at the front, except for this is, like from the very beginning. So it starts in April 2024, and then I've done it in quarters. Obviously the first one isn't a full quarter because we started in April and then we go to June, but it basically goes June, September, December, March, June, September, December. Oh my goodness, I can't speak. March, June, September, December. So we've got 2024, 2025, 2026, 2027, 2028, and 2029. 2029 is our payoff date if we only pay the minimums and snowball the minimums. Our payoff date should be the end of 2029. So that should be the longest. I am hoping to have this all paid off by honestly, I would really like to have it all paid off by mid-June of 2026. That might be a little bit too optimistic, but I'm going to give it a red hot go, you guys. We'll just see how we go and what life throws at us, you know. So that's that one. Net worth, same. So this is our overall, net worth, including our superannuation, basically going back from April, and then same, it just goes up in quarters. Just so we can see. And then this is our overall emergency fund tracker for the full $5,000. So I will add to this every time I add to our emergency fund until we get up to 5,000. And that's it says big emergency fund. That's not actually our big emergency fund. That's what I would consider our starter emergency fund. Our big emergency fund will be like 3 months worth of expenses is my like ideal situation. Then we have credit card number 1. This is the one we want to pay off first because it's the one that accrues interest. So that's the full amount that we started with, and I have colored in how we've gone already. Each icon's worth $143, which is a painful amount for it to be worth, but that's how it worked out. This is credit card number 2. This is less urgent because it doesn't accrue any interest, and it won't accrue any interest until mid-2026. We got a really good deal on that. So again, this is where we are already just paying the minimums on this one. Each little square is $88. And then this is our overall debt picture. So that's our debt total when we started back in April last year. We've got our start date. Obviously, we don't know our finish date. Each piece is worth $120. So each level is worth $6,000. So I've colored in where we are already up to so far. So all things being equal, our goal is basically to be at least here, well, there and a few extras by the end of this year. If we are higher than that, brilliant. But yeah, that's just our overall debt situation. I just love this. You guys know I love my block it like it's hot game, so this is just super fun. So yeah, there you go. That is everything. So that is all of that, and then I will give you a really, really quick tour through our binders. I haven't changed very much. I have taken out 1 or 2 things. So we've got, this will be our bills binder. So we've got all of our subscriptions at the front here. Yes, there are a lot of them, I know. Do any of you miss back when like software was just software that you didn't have to pay a subscription for? Because I do. I really, really do. I don't... I wish you could still just go to the store and buy Microsoft. Can you still do that? I don't think you can, and not have to pay an annual subscription. It really does my head in. Anyway, we've got our ambulance, our water. I have taken out security, you guys. I have taken some money out of these because hubby and I made the decision to invest in some new security cameras, which we were planning to do about this time last year, but there have been a significant increase in break-ins and things in our area, and now that the house next door is gone, they have left our fence in an absolute shambles, and our property is anything but secure at the moment. It's not even secure for our dogs. It's an absolute nightmare, and they can't give me any kind of estimate on time of when they're going to have that fixed. So we ended up going with a completely different to what we previously had, because what we had was a camera on a subscription service. But then if I wanted to add another camera, we had to increase. It was an extra $40 a year for the subscription as well, which just seemed ridiculous to me. So we ended up going with a different company. You get a smart hub, so it records to the smart hub and it sends, like, connects to your Wi-Fi and sends you out notifications and things like that through there. And we got 3 additional cameras. So I have set aside some money in this month's budget for it, which I will show you in a minute. And we also took the money that was in our security envelope, and I have gotten rid of that envelope because we don't need it. And I also stole money out of our car insurance. So in here we have water, electricity, gas, phones, car insurance, which has less in it now, but what I'm going to do is just put an extra $40 a month in there for the rest of the year, and that should cover what I took out of it, basically. We've got car registration, and then we've just got a buffer for bills, just so that we've got a little bit of wiggle room there should we need it. We have our health binder, which has medical, medications, which is extra money I put aside for when I have to do a big filling of all of my scripts. We have dental, optical, skin check. That is a check for skin cancer. Those of you outside of Australia probably don't have to have it as often as us, but skin cancer is incredibly prevalent in Australia due to the amount of UV exposure we get in our climate. So we put money aside to have a skin check done relatively regularly. We haven't been great at it in the past, but I'm getting on top of it. Orthodontic will be starting to save for my youngest. My middle child also needs a check to confirm whether or not he needs braces. That will be in a few months. And then my youngest probably has to start having orthodontic work done likely this year, unfortunately, which is a lot of crowding. She's only 8. So excess we will start putting into as well. That's for our private health insurance. And then we've got for the puppies, vet supplements, which is for their supplements and medication, and their flea, tick and worming medication as well. Then we have our family binder. So we have family fun right up the front. We have clothes, we have shoes, we have hair for haircuts and hair products. We have skincare for skin related goodies, beauty, books. We really love books in our family. We're all big readers. Dates, toys and treats, work expenses for hubby. Grocery extras is actually going to come out of here, and I am just going to keep that as a digital expense, and I will just track it online because otherwise I'm going to be taking in and out of it all the time, I think. House related stuff like home maintenance, garden, appliance replacements, car service, car tires, which we can slow right down on now because we've had all 4 of them replaced in the last 12 months, so they should be good for a long time, I hope. And driver's licenses. That's all of those. Then we have the kids binder, or the school binder. So we have general school expenses. This one is excursions, but I haven't changed that yet. This one's for uniforms, any sport that they do, school books and stationery, school photos, school technology, school holidays, important, school production and school camp. Now, only one of these will ever be on the go at a time, probably, because at my youngest school they do a production one year and a camp the other, so yeah, it's going to be a one or the other situation most of the time. Then we have birthdays. So this is for my oldest, for my youngest, and for my middle child. Then we've got hubby, myself, birthday parties for the kids. So we try and do birthday parties on an alternating schedule. So we have 2 parties one year and 1 party the other. So every child gets a birthday party every other year, but we don't have all 3 of them in the same year, thank goodness. We have gifts, like generally for other people outside of our household, obviously, like birthday parties the kids go to, or extended family, or things like that. Mine and hubby's anniversary, Christmas, and I can take that out because that's absolutely empty now. Valentine's Day, Easter, Mother's Day, Father's Day, and Halloween in there. I need to clean off those trackers at the back. And finally, we have what is our goals binder. So we've got our Mojo money, which is just my funny phrasing for a account buffer, basically. The Barefoot Investor, if any of you have read him, he's big in Australia. He calls your emergency fund your Mojo money, which I liked. So I've just used that. But this is basically so that we know that we can use our debit card without having to worry that there's no money in the account to cover it. This is to help dissuade us from using the credit card instead of the debit card, because I just want to get out of that habit. Even if we're using it and paying it back immediately, I'd rather get out of the habit of using it at all, especially with our credit card. We don't get points or anything like that for using it. It'd be different if we had like frequent flyer points attached or anything. This is saving for my superannuation. I will hopefully be doing 1 little savings game a week. I'm not sure whether I will start that this month or next month. But just with whatever money might be left over after I play the crystal binder. And then this is for the money that will be going to debt that month. Other goals that we have is saving money for moving house, which we may well do at the end of this year, depending on what's going to happen next door now. If that's going to be a massive construction, which I imagine it will be, probably either an apartment complex or multiple townhouses. I'm not really sure that I want to live next door to that. We will need a new car sooner rather than later, but I'm not too stressed about it. Excess for our insurance, new phones. Unfortunately, definitely that's probably something that will need to happen sooner rather than later as well, as my daughter's phone is a little bit on the fritz. I would like to replace my Apple Watch at some point. This I think was for a new laptop for hubby. We all need new passports. They're all expired. I mean, of course, one always saves for tattoos and Lego, because why wouldn't you? And then I have the categories for the kids' 18th, which I'm not too worried about at this stage. I want to get us out of debt before I start putting aside for their futures, basically. Then I have my beautiful little crystal binder. This one is from Boss Girl Budgets. I haven't made envelopes for these yet. I'm using some vellum envelopes that I have. I had well before I started my channel from, I want to say Save with Judy. I think that's who they're from. So they're just plain vellum envelopes, like matte vellum envelopes. They feel really nice. Yeah, so I've just got presents for the kids. And I think I have a goal. I only have it written on one of them. I do have a goal written on the back of most of them. That'll be presents for other family members. Money for elf shenanigans. 'Tis the season will be like other gifts and things, or decorations, stuff like that. Christmas Eve, if I want to get the kiddies anything, we normally give them a little like present for a going like goodbye thing from the elves. Christmas Day, obviously, if we need supplies, food, etc. Kris Kringle for family and or work or wherever else that might be needed. And then Humbug is my because I'm a Grinch at Christmas time, Humbug is all the things that I tend to forget to save money for, like teachers' presents and candy canes for the kids to give their friends and things like that. Having said all of that, I just went to Target. Like I said, I was at the shops with my daughter this morning. We walked past Target. Sorry, I have the itchiest nose. And they had all of their Christmas stuff out the front on sale. And I got three packets of 3 rolls of wrapping paper and like 5 packets of Christmas cards for less than $2. They were all marked down to like 5 cents each. It was madness, but it was brilliant. And I do still have a couple in here. I think are they all presents ones? Yes, that didn't fit. So basically I was going to have one for me, one for hubby, and then one for extended family. But that's okay. I'll need to make some new envelopes. I have a design idea in mind for new envelopes. It's just not happening at the moment, you guys. All right, that is all for today. I hope you enjoyed having a little look through what my setup is going to be for 2025, and what my budget binder looks like. Guys, if you are interested, let me know. This is not in a condition where I'm really happy. I don't know. I wanted to add more to it before I sell it as like its own thing. Obviously, if you buy it, all you're getting is a month, you're not getting any of these things, but these things are all available for free. All those trackers that I've got from Debt Free Charts, as I said before. Let me know if you would rather, if you are interested, if you do want to buy it. I will be doing it just as a digital at this point. I had plans to do it as a physical and print it off all nice and trim it down for those who wanted 7x9 size and things like that. But I just can't at the moment. But I would be happy to put it up as a digital because, I mean, all the hard work is done at this point. Let me know whether you would rather it month by month, or whether you would want it all in one go. And just keep in mind that if you are a highlighter budgeter, this is probably not appropriate for you because there's no expense trackers in here. I don't do manual expense tracking on paper. I do expense tracking in an app on my phone. So I still have all of my end of month totals and all of that sort of thing in the app on my phone. That is my main budget tool, and then this is kind of secondary to that. So just keep that in mind if you do want to buy it. I'm sure at some stage I can do an expense tracker as like an add-on, or I know there are like a million different places on Etsy you could just get a digital expense tracker as an add-on to print off yourself. I know it won't match then, but But yeah, let me know if you're interested. Either comment down below or flick me a message on the gram, and I'll see what I can do about getting it up and listed. It won't be extremely expensive, you guys. It just won't, because yeah. I just want to make it available. It was a labor of love. I did it for myself anyway. Like, I was going to do it anyway for myself. So yeah, okay, I will let you go now. I will stop blubbering on, and I will see you on, I think I'll try and upload this today, and I will try and upload my cash stuffing for the first week of January tomorrow. Okay, I love you. Bye bye.